Jon Mendez here with the next in our how-tos. We've borrowed a nice 60-foot boat for the day and we're just going to do a little bit on boat handling. And one of the things that people seem to struggle with is leaving, and it sounds daft, all you got to do is get away from the dock. But because of how the boat drives and pivots, it's very easy to leave the stern dragging along the pontoon, which makes the GRP repairman happy, but not good for your personal satisfaction. So we're just going to chat through what we can do. We're on twin shafts, so that means we've got two big engines, two big shafts, two big propellers, which both turn outwards when we put it in the head. Because they both turn outwards, if we put both in gear, she goes straight. If we put one in gear, because they're offset from the centre, they're like a big Tesco's trolley, they'll push the boat in the direction that you ask. And of course, we've got a stern, so we can pull the boat in the direction we want. So the little throttles actually give you a clue. The shape of the throttle tells you that if you do starboard ahead, it's pushing the bow to port, and port ahead, pushing the bow to starboard, and the same in the stern. Starboard astern is taking the stern to port, and port astern is taking the stern to starboard. And I'll try and just chat through that as we do it. Nearly all boats this size have a bow thruster. We've got one. We're going to use it because why not? You've paid for it, you've got it. It generally works all the time, so let's see if we can just show you a good tip. Today, we've got a wee bit of breeze holding us on, not excessive. So in theory, I can release the lines, walk back up here, bow thrust out, kick to push the stern off, take it out, rotate and leave the aisle. So we're pretty much ready to go. I've got a little bit of breeze holding us on and I've got an ebb tide. So I'm going to let the bow line go first, then the stern, come back up here and take it off. So that little bit of ebb tide is just starting to roll the boat forward a fraction, so we're just going to bow thrust out a decent amount, see what's happening, fraction more, got a little bit of space on my port side, and then I'm going to do a port ahead, and that's going to drive the bow to starboard, but most importantly take the stern away from the pontoon. So now I've got my stern off, I can have a little look there, stern's nicely out, and now I'm just going to drive both ahead for about 2 seconds, 1,000, 2,000, and then back to neutral. Boat's going dead straight. I'm being taken that way by momentum and a little bit of tide. So now we're going to do starboard astern, which will slow the boat down, and that also induces that first bit of turn. And then I'm going to put the helm all the way to starboard. Look to my side, I've now got a nice transit there, so as I get my mark, got port ahead, starboard astern, and I'm just rotating pretty much on the spot. As she comes round, I'm going to straighten up that helm, almost straight, astern back to neutral, and then both ahead again to take hold of the boat and drive it out. And you can see I'm going pretty much dead straight down the middle. A little bit of wheel just to keep me nicely so. As I come out, the tide's taking me to port, so we're just going to put starboard engine to neutral. That allows the boat to drive gently up towards the up tide side. A little bit of breeze filling in there. And the angle I'm taking the boat out is giving me safety because I'm pointing up towards my safe side. I can feel I'm being very gently swept. Good look round, make sure we're all happy. It's a beautiful day, so we've probably got some suicidal paddle boarders out here, so we'll have a good look. Gonna turn to port. So nice and gently, a little bit of helm, starboard ahead, and that'll just drive the boat gently round, just little clicks. Boat's coming round quite nicely. At this point, I don't want to dive out into the channel, so just a little bit of port astern. Back on with the starboard head just to rotate. And then same as I did in the aisle, straighten up the wheel. As she gets to pretty much straight, stern to neutral, and then both ahead, and that just allows me to drive the boat forward and take a grip on the water. And off we go. Quite relaxed.